You're from the makeover, yes? Makeover. So makeovers, raise your hand for me. Nice. So makeover results, we have probably about 30 or so patients that are currently doing it. Results have been astonishing. I'd say on the low end, around 5 pounds. On the low end, we have multiple patients that are over 20 pounds. So then we're only 3 weeks, and we're only 3 weeks in, still another week to go. So it's been an awesome change. I'm hoping to get to around an 800-pound total weight loss through all the patients by the end of this. So we'll see where everybody's at the end of next week, and we'll report with you. But so it's been a lot of good change. So those of you who've been actively engaged, so I know True, we were talking earlier. So True, how's it been going?
Fantastic. I have lost about 10 pounds. I have way more energy. It's so easy to follow. The recipes are fantastic. I've done several of them. And actually the sweater I'm wearing, I have never worn this sweater. I've had it for years. I've never been able to fit in it. Not only does it fit, it's loose.
You've been doing exercise too?
Yes. I've been doing the exercises every other night. I found every night was too much, so I do yoga and meet off nights. 4
times a week. So that's an awesome share. Awesome results on True. So other things we do is we talk about the exercise, which we'll talk about here in a minute. We'll talk about the ways to exercise, ways not to exercise, and we do that through interval training. It's the best way for not only weight reduction, it's much safer on your joints as well from going long term on a cardio machine. So that being said, tonight we're going to talk about the fat diet, but more importantly, just to give you kind of a real truth with what health is and what health is not. So we like to think about, we're going to go home tonight, you're going to get inundated with, if you're going to watch TV, me and my fiance, we watch The Housewives. So. I would say it's a guilty pleasure because it's a big train wreck on the show. We watch that, but in between the breaks, so all the marketing is catered towards, it's a female population, so they have a lot of drugs that females are interested in, or a lot of weight loss programs that females are interested in. That's what your TV commercials between your episodes are. So you're going to go home tonight, depending if you're watching 60 Minutes or Fox News or CNN, you're going to see a lot of drug commercials on there, and we can't keep up with that. Chiropractic as a profession has no type of money to educate the public about what true health is. But you're going to go home tonight, you're going to think, when I have a stomach ache, Tums is the answer. Or when I have a headache, Tylenol is the answer. And that's what we, unfortunately, get trained as. We like to think that type of marketing doesn't work on us, but those drug companies will not be around if they didn't, and they know what they're doing. I could give you names of multiple companies. I could ask you, what's the jingle? Chances are, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to tell me what drug it is. And unfortunately, that type of tricky marketing, it sticks to us. So we're going to talk about what the true health is and what it is not. True health does not come from a drug. Never has, never will. If you need to depend on a drug to get you through your health, then at some point, that you're going to have to pay that bill. And that's not going to be a bill you're going to want to pay. So we can, here in the United States, we have awesome crisis care. Best crisis care in the world is right here. Prevention and wellness, we're not too good at it. We need a lot of work. And one of the reasons being is because what we do, the culture, we touched on this in the makeover, the culture is we get sick, we go to the doc, they give us a script, we take that script, we don't get better, we go back to the doc, they give us another script, that doesn't work, they send us to a specialist, they give a test done, they maybe find something cut out of you, or they're looking for something else or put you on another drug, and that's our healthcare model. And that healthcare model stinks, quite frankly. It's just not good. It's not health. It's not how we are meant to live. So one of the ways we're going to talk about true health is we're going to talk about essential number 3. I always get the numbers mixed up. So we're going to talk about some nutrition and maximize quality nutrition. So the 5 essentials of what we teach in the office. And with nutrition is what this month has been all about. So a ton of nutritional stuff. We had a makeover earlier in the month. We had a recipe night a week or 2 ago. We had exercise classes. We have our second exercise class of the cycle this coming Saturday. And all this is designed for nutrition as well as the exercise portion of it. So if we talk about statistics, and these are some scary stats, So if you look at the stats, 1 out of 2 Americans are on a prescription drug. 1 out of 2. So if that doesn't alarm you, I mean, that's scary. We look at 1 in 3 Americans will die from cancer currently. 1 in 3. So females, 1 in 2, 1 in 3 females at some point will be diagnosed with cancer. 1 in 2 males. So if you look at me and Bob, between the two of us, 1 of us are getting diagnosed statistically. And so those are scary stats. We never think it's going to happen to us until it happens to us. We never think it's going to be us. But I kind of come with a heavy heart today because I have, we always like to base our health off of how we feel. So if you were to ask everyone, how do you feel right now? Well, I feel good. It's not about how you feel, it's how you function. So one of my mom's best friends last week, so she was feeling fine. Okay, she just nicest lady in the world, feeling great. And then that day, last week, she started throwing up blood. And then they found she has very severe lung cancer. And she's not, the prognosis, they don't know what to do yet. They're in the final stages. But the scary part is healthy in their eyes, vibrant, hanging out with grandkids, retired. And now, here you go, you have lung cancer. So it's not, and that's the first thing you have to realize with your health, it's not how you feel. You're only 10% of your body can tell you how you feel. By the time you get a single symptom, you got a lot of things going on. So we ignore those symptoms. I had another patient this morning, he's been with me for years, I've been on, Fred, you need to quit smoking. You need to quit smoking, you need to stop with you need to start exercising, you need to get back under the type of care that you cannot just do the pain relief that you've been doing all these years. So it's been a battle we've been having ongoing. It's a lot of love. I'm not there to talk down to him just because I care so much about him. He had a massive heart attack 2 weeks ago. And he felt fine. But so what happened with him? So same thing, felt great, and then that morning, heart attack, a couple hours later, he's having a stent put in his heart. So crisis care saved his life. But the fact of the matter is, we realize that it's not how you function, or it's not how you feel, it's how you function. So you take one thing away from that, take that out of tonight, is get that, if you're not incorporating a healthy lifestyle into your life, eventually that will catch up to you. So if we look at stats as well, so 1 out of 4 kids, I know I have a lot of teachers in the audience, and they can, you can account for this. So 1 out of 4 kids are on a drug, they're expected to be on for the rest of their life. It's 25%. So starting at a much younger age than it used to ever start at. If we then look into down 1 out of every 4 women are on antidepressants. We take 92% of the world's antidepressants are taken in this country. We take 70% of total drugs, but we only make up 5% of the population. So statistics don't lie. So if that model is working, we should have the best healthcare system in the world. We move it on, so we go to facts and some more facts, and I'm a big numbers guy, I'm an analytical as well, as I like to throw stats. In the heart disease one, so we see the heart attack, so the most common first symptom of heart disease is a heart attack. In 40 to 50% of the cases, that's from the American Heart Association. Okay, that's first sign. So Fred, how do you feel? You feel fine. That morning, major chest pain. So he had the symptom that morning, and then ER he went. You look down here, so there's 3 major killers right now in the United States. 3 being cancer, 2 being heart disease. Number 1, here's the truth. Number 1 is our medical model. From properly taken drugs, surgical errors, improperly taken drugs, infections acquired in the hospital. Number 1 cause of death in the United States. These are not my numbers. These aren't Dr. Kurtz's fallacies. They're proven stats. So if you were to pack 3 jumbo jets daily, so we just had that flight and that crashed Friday in Malaysia. If you haven't heard, actually, someone who's on is from South Park, my hometown, who was living there. So picture 3 of those, and how much news did that get over the weekend? It was on every single news outlet. Picture 3 of those crashing every single day of the year. And then that's the number 1 cause of death. How much news would that make? But it doesn't make it, because it's where the money's invested at. So picture that happening every single day. Picture 9/11 happening every single day. That's what's happening. So this is the alarm going off now. This is what we're trying to grab attention, because if we don't throw these numbers at you, then we just become the sheep that are just lining up. We don't want to do that. And it's a broken model. If we move into how we rank overall, so they did a study. They did the 40 most industrialized countries. We touched on this at the makeover as well. So who spends the most money on health? We've been on those. U.S. We got more money, and we can get in that whole other debate about the Obamacare, and I need another 5 hours to get to that, my point across on that. But we spend the most amount of money, without a doubt. Okay? Based off, so we spend the most amount of money. We finished 37th out of 40. Okay? That's not a medal we're trying to win. Maybe something in the Olympics, win a gold medal in the Olympics. We're not trying to win this race here. We're close to winning that one. We're the second most obese country in the world. Infant mortality rate is number 2. Your child has a better chance of making it to its first birthday in the Dominican Republic than it does here in this country. So these are, without a doubt. And then to take it home, so we think about where is this all coming from? It's coming from our food supply, from the things we put on our body, in our body, from what we're drinking, what we're not drinking, shampoos, deodorants, soaps, air quality, stress, alcohol, cigarettes. It all plays a role into it. And then now we look into here. So we look into obesity. Among children, it's tripled since 1980. It's now an epidemic. It's tripled. Obesity is tripled. Autism now is down to 1 in 88 children. It used to be 1 in a couple hundred. It's now down to 1 in 88 that are making it onto the autistic spectrum. 9.6 million children are taking psychotropic drugs. So that means they've gone to the doctor, they've been diagnosed, and the doctor's putting them on some form of drug. Or now what, the kid's hyperactive, so they're putting on an ADHD medication, which is a class 3 narcotic that has similar components of cocaine that are in it. And that's what they're using to treat kids with, because they're hyperactive. Well, does it work? Well, of course it works, because of how strong the drug is. So here, they're taking the Ritalin, they're taking whatever various generic forms of it. And is it working? Well, yeah, because it's numbing their nervous system. And then they get addicted to it, the kids, and then over time what happens, they're just sick. So it starting at a very young age. And then it develops into asthma. It develops into, they're not able to sleep. Okay. So that's our healthcare model. Now, the next part about this, if you saw the report as well, and I see a lot of pregnant females. They come in because they obviously have lower back, hip issues, middle back issues. So primary docs used to say, hey, when you're sick, when you're not feeling well, take Tylenol. So anyone who's been pregnant, I haven't been pregnant. Anyone who's been, did the doc used to say that? And that's what they said. Well, Tylenol is safe, so you can take that. Well, a study got released 2 weeks ago, and they did a long-term study, 60,000 females, and what they found is that they correlated the females that were taking Tylenol for pain relief during pregnancy, they linked it to the kid having ADHD when they were getting older. That was a proven study. That got released 2 weeks ago. So now what do you do? So now you have to think about, well, I can't take these types of medications because, well, the doctor, they told me one thing and then he had something else coming about. The side effects are there for a reason, so it's buyer beware. There's a time and a place where you need to take blood pressure meds, where you need to be on certain types of medications. If your blood pressure is 300 over 200, yeah, you need to be on blood pressure medication, without a doubt. But when it's barely elevated, you have to be smart about what you're taking. And those drugs all have to pay a consequence with them. Okay. So if we jump into the actual nutrition part of this with the essentials, so the fat diet. And I always talk about this because my diet is about 60% fat. That's how much, and it might be a little bit higher than that. So it's when we're talking about revolutionizing your diet. So Maximize Living, we have this nutrition book that the advanced plan is in here. So to go 20 steps back,